Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. And with March Madness having arrived, I decided to do a bit of a different video, a bit of a college video something I have not done before. And who else to talk about but the best player in college basketball as of right now, Zion Williamson. So in this video I'll be going in depth into obviously Zion, his numbers, his production, what I think about him, what I think he can do in the NBA once he gets drafted. A bit of a video example, it's just 3 minutes long, not too bad. And yeah, I'll jump right in. So Zion Williamson, his averages in 29 minutes per game, he's averaging 22 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 70% field goal percentage, 65% from the free throw line, 1.8 blocks, and 2 turnovers. So obviously he's playing a lot of big minutes, 29. He's a 20 point per game scorer. 9 rebounds is solid for his position. He's small forward / power forward. And two assists. He is known as a solid passer. And two assists I think is solid. He can probably get that up to around 4 or 5 when he's playing with not necessarily better players, but more of like a system, something that's built even more around him. Because right now when he goes to the NBA, you probably want to have someone like R.J. Barrett next to him, at least in his rookie season. So 70% field goal, that's incredible. Obviously, a lot of his shots are close to the rim, but he's a nice shooter. 65% from free throws, not great, but he could work on that. I think get it to around 70. He's actually a pretty solid shooter, but he does need to work on that. 2 blocks per game, that's solid. Only 2 turnovers. That is also very good for his production. And his assist to turnover ratio is even, so that's solid. And he does average 20 plus points per game. So right now he is a freshman. He is 18 years old, 6'7", 285 pounds. Which, if he was in the NBA, he would be second heaviest player in the NBA, behind, I believe, Boban Marjanovic from Philly. So yes, he's a freak of nature, very LeBron-esque, maybe even bigger than LeBron. I don't think he's taller than LeBron, but maybe bigger in terms of 285 pounds. That is ridiculous. And he's just 18, so he's still developing, still growing even a little more. He could get bigger. And right now he's just a freak of nature. We've all seen his insane dunk and block highlights and all that. How dominant he has been in college basketball. So another concern for me, only 32% from 3-point land. And obviously that is not great. He will need to get that up. He does need to work on his 3-point and free throw shooting. But considering how dominant he's been, putting up 22 a game, that's solid. I could see him maybe as a DeRozan-esque player, where he doesn't go outside of the 2-point range. But he's not really a shooter. He's more just a go to the rim, finish strong. You give an open shot, he'll take it. Good chance he'll make it. Now, so for injury concerns, he did blow up his shoe, which, as you all know, that infamous incident, and that was quite ridiculous. But he only missed about 2 weeks, so it wasn't even that bad. And looking through his his background story and all that, he does not seem like it's an injury concern. He is a really big guy. But I feel like he could be a bit of a LeBron guy if he learns how to take care of his body. He's still really young. He should be fine. And so yeah, at his size, 6'7", 285 pounds. He's a small forward, power forward-esque position. It really depends on what lineup he's in or whatever, that he would be a small forward or a power forward. Right now my computer just shut down. I'm not sure if it ran out of battery, but I'll get back into that in a sec. As he was the ACC Player of the Year, so easily best player in college For me, it's not even close. RJ Barrett has had a really good season. There's a lot of other guys who've appeared, who've shown up, who've played really well, but he is the best. And so, background story for him. So, both of his parents are athletes, and his mom was actually his high school coach. Obviously, we talk about his crazy athleticism, very ridiculous. And I did not see this because I mean, yeah, he does average 22 a game, but as a senior in high school, he averaged 36 points per game, and I believe he went to 3 straight state championships. I believe he won all of those. Also, he's technically left-handed, but he's essentially ambidextrous, so he uses both hands. And obviously, he's very famous for finishing at the rim with those insane dunks. But the biggest thing I found for me on his background story was, as a 9-year-old, he committed himself to basketball because he used to play soccer and football as a kid. But at 9 years old, he used to wake up at 5 a.m. to practice and get better every single day. I think that's a great work ethic. And honestly, he put in the time. I mean, people just say that, how he's a freak of nature and all that, as I said before. But he's put in the work from 9 years old, which transition. Okay, now I'll show you my video example for Zion Williamson. It is game versus UNC in a tournament that he actually ended up winning. This was a semifinal. But I think this was the bigger performance. I didn't really care about the final as much because this was the primary opponent was North Carolina in the tournament. So I'll show you his highlights right now. And so it's only a minute long, so it's not one of those long videos that I've usually shown you or whatever. But I think this is a pretty good video example, and I really want to show you this game because of how it ended, how he closed and won the game. And these are probably one of his most dominant games. So move it up a little. Okay, there we go. So there are a lot of athletic highlights for him right here. So right there you see the nice dunk. So yeah, in this game he put up 31 points and 11 rebounds. So essentially he took over the game when Duke needed him the most. Again, nice big time athletic play right there. He's also a pretty good defender, as I said. So he is getting the steal. It's a strong finish to the rim. I mean, that's just filthy. Bang. Just a big time man out here. Oop. So yeah, as you can see a lot of his highlights here about his athleticism, which is the most famous thing about him. But I mean, just good, just driving to the rim, just good finish. Here he is again. This was a game winner. He made a good move. It's a tough shot. He ended up missing it, but I mean, just look at this right here. Just good ball movement, goes right into the defender, misses, but he follows his shot. Just guessing. That's just how dominant, how big time he really is. And that could have even been a foul, actually. But look how he goes in and finishes strong. Essentially willing Duke to a victory. That is what I love to see. So, I mean, you can see how dominant he could really be when he does stuff like that. So, now in the NBA, for me, he'll be easily the #1 pick. I think the 3 most likely scenarios, he goes to Cleveland, New York, or Phoenix. For me, it'd be cool to see him in New York, that big market. I do like Fizdale. Maybe if they get like a Kyrie or a Kevin Durant, they could be really interesting to go along with his Zion. And Phoenix, I mean, he has Devin Booker. And then it's a nice core, but they seem pretty dysfunctional. Something about the Knicks, too. They will be dysfunctional, whoever you have in there. And maybe Cleveland would be a nice pick. They're not as dysfunctional. They have some nice talent. Kevin Love could be a bit of a mentor type figure to show him how stars act or present themselves in the NBA. But for me, anywhere he really goes, he'll probably be Rookie of the Year. And I mean, I just want to see how his playing style translates without really hitting outside shots, but being one of the most athletic dudes we may ever see in the NBA. But that is essentially it. Thanks for watching. It's been really fun making this video. And I wish Zion the best of luck in March Madness. I really want to see what he can do in there. And like, share, subscribe. Thank you all.